What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Madden 13 video. Please do me a favor, take a moment, hit the like button, try to get every video up over 100, 150. Also ask that you subscribe to my channel if you don't currently. I welcome your criticism of the video in the comments section, and I also ask you to follow me on Twitter. My username is ShutdownSafety. Playing this for you at speed, we're going to talk about secondary reactions, and one of the problems I have with this is Madden sells itself as a read and react defense, and to me, I've always felt that Madden is more of a stop and assess defense, and anybody that's played football knows the only time you stop and assess is in the film room, never on the field. So I'm going to play this at the perspective of the safety, and then we're going to go back and I'm going to talk about what I feel like really causes this coverage breakdown and what can be done to correct it from happening in other versions of this game, because clearly this is a huge problem. Now, the issue really starts with the cornerback playing the outside receiver, and you know, I've long been a proponent of players in this game that point out mistakes, and it happens again here, and I believe I've praised it every time I've seen it. Number 24 goes up, tries to jam the receiver and fails, and there we see he points out that he's lost containment of his receiver. I really like this aspect of the game. I've liked it in 2K, I like it in Madden. It's definitely something that's been long overdue in this game. Now, the problem that sets up is when we go back to our safety, he now has to decide which of these receivers he's going to cover, and in theory, it should be a pretty simple concept, because we've got 3 defenders to 2 receivers. So this is the strong side of our coverage, and you should not have a breakdown on this side of the field. Now, like I talked about, the problem with Madden is it's more of a stop and assess than read and react. So we're going to go back to the beginning and just watch our safety run back into his zone, and then he's going to briefly stop. Now, this is the problem. If you've ever played safety on a high school, Pop Warner, semi-pro team, you know that as a safety, if you're going to stop, the next thing you need to do is either bite down on a route or be pursuing a ball carrier. Once you stop, you cannot drop back into coverage. If you do, you're going to find yourself on the bench. The other thing you can't do, obviously, is run forward and then try to commit back into coverage, because once you've ran forward and stopped your momentum and started going the opposite way on the field, there's no way you're going to catch that receiver that just ran past you. And he is your assignment. You are the last player on the field on that side. So what causes this is when that safety, or when the defensive back in the front breaks off and stays in his zone, that causes the safety to read over. And this is what allows the slot receiver to come free. The other problem is this cornerback, for whatever reason, breaks off to shade that receiver as well. So at this point, we've got a safety and a defensive back both playing a receiver, and the original defensive back that was on that receiver up here doing nothing. There is no one in his zone at all. What actually needs to happen is quite simple. Once this occurs, even though he's been beat, safety playing the receiver on the outside needs to continue up the field, the safety needs to continue back, and the other defensive back playing the slot receiver needs to stay with his man. This way you have all the receivers blanketed on the inside and outside in case a pass occurs. Instead, like we talked about with Madden, you pretty much have the complete opposite, and this is what causes the breakdown that gives up a touchdown. So with a little bit of tweaking to the read and react, a little bit less stopping, and a little bit more pursuing, I think this would really help the game go a long way in terms of coverage. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will obviously be back, especially with more videos from this game, because it in particular had some bad defense. I will see you guys later in the week.